Hi guys, I'm going to be sharing with you on how to analyze the volatility index market according to my personal understanding. This is the better way that you can analyze the V75 market in order for you to get better results. So I will not waste your time. I'm here on MT5. So the first thing that I want to point out that usually a lot of you guys do, it is you focus too much into drawing trend lines when it comes to trending markets. I've seen a lot of people are sending me their V75 analysis. A lot of them, they prefer to like draw trend lines on V75, which is something good in terms of price action. But there's one thing that I can say is that usually when the market trends here on V75, when it trends, it usually shifts the way it flows frequently. So the way the market flows, it usually shifts frequently. So you can see, let me just zoom in a bit. You can see the way this uptrend was moving. It was always shifting. For an example, if you draw a trend line here, that trend line will not work in the next wave. So you will have to change it and draw a new trend line. You have to change and draw a new trend line depending on where you're gonna draw that trend line. And again, in the next moment, that trend line is not gonna work again. You'll have to like draw a new one or just shift the way you draw that trend line. So as far as I can tell, drawing trend lines is good, but in V75, usually the trends or the way the market flows, it usually change frequently, so it shifts frequently. So what I can say, the best method, it is that observe the trends. Observe the trends, be aware that the market is moving in an uptrend, and then if you are aware that the market is moving in an uptrend, that will make you, or that will put you in a better position to say, I need to be looking for buying opportunities. And then when it comes to looking for buying opportunity, you use the most familiar method that we all know, which is observing the corrective waves or the way the market corrects. For example, here you'll be looking at the way the market corrects, and when it corrects, you'll be just taking advantages from the not based on the fact that did the market touch your trend line or did the market bounce on your trend line. And one other thing again, I usually explain about momentum. I usually explain a lot of things about momentum. So the way momentum behaves here, it behaves in a very, very fun way. Remember what I always say when it comes to currencies is that when the market is about to reverse, you have to observe like how the momentum behaves on this wave. So the momentum is to keep on decreasing. For an example, the waves of the sellers have to be getting smaller and smaller. For an example, they should be doing like this, getting smaller and smaller. But here, it usually happens in a different way because the waves can contradict that rules. The waves can contradict that rule. For an example, here you can see that it's a big they corrected another small one, corrected another small one, a correction, and then a bigger one again, a bigger correction, and a bigger impulsive again. So here there is no clear sign that we are about to see maybe some kind of a delay or some kind of a push above. And even if you can see here, you can see that we have now a new high. But this new high didn't mean that it was a beginning of a new trend or a new direction. It was just a beginning of a corrective. So whenever you spot where to enter, or whenever you want to spot some entries, make sure that when you observe momentum, you don't get your eyes, or you don't get carried away by the way we look at momentum in currencies. Yes, we have to look at how the candles are formed and how the waves are formed, but what I'm trying to say here is that be flexible. Be flexible with whatever the market is going to give you. And usually here on V75, you know that I'm always telling you guys about transitions, that we have to wait for transition. Sometimes here transitions don't happen. And if it happens that you see like a big move without a transition, it means that you have to wait for maybe a breakout, which is something important. For an example here, we can see, okay, here in transition happened, the market moved down, but this wasn't the final move or the beginning of this entire move. So this entire move began after this, and in that high, there is no transition, there is no sign that now the buyers in the corrective are handing over to the sellers, which are going to begin the impulsive. So if you don't see these, don't be carried away to say, I'm going to sell quickly whatsoever. Just wait for the breakout, and once you see a breakout happening, after the breakout, then that's where you can enter your trade. And you should always enter your breakout when you had confirmation before. For an example here, we can see that this high, it is at the same level as the previous one, meaning it is a good sign that the buyers, they can't do anything great anymore, because you can see that this level of resistance here, we don't have a new higher high. So it's a previous confirmation that, okay, the price was in a range, and if a breakout happens in a range, then that's something good, that's something that we want to do. So this leads to the most important thing. When you're trading V75, always fall in love with breakouts. I'm telling you, this is gonna shift your trading, this is gonna shift your result. Always fall in love with breakouts, because that's the best way I've seen to kind of like get opportunities. That's the best way. Always observe when the market corrects, and then observe a breakout. When the market corrects, just wait for a breakout, nothing else. Don't try to be fancy, don't try to figure out beautiful structures. No, just wait for the market to break out that correction. No matter how small the corrective is, no matter how horizontal the corrective is, no matter how weak it is, make sure that you just pay attention into the trend, and then just focus on breakout. It's the trend and then the breakout of the correctives. That's the best way to just improve your results. So that's it, guys. Thank you for watching. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you.